tutorial starts with a song, but it's only a few seconds long. Let's get started with animation. Hello folks, I hope you're fine. I'm going to show you two animations now. This is the first one, and what is the difference between the two of them? We see particles falling down into this pit, and then something strange seems to happen. This is the second animation. Particles fall into a pit, and something seems to happen. Which one is the better animation? Obviously this one, the first one, has a flaw. The particles sink into that part here. They just ignore the geometry. Whereas in the other animation, they do respect all the geometry in all its detail. Now I'm going to build a scene like this, and I'll show you the difference. One has to do with the displacement shader, and one has to do with real geometry. We start with a procedural displacement. And this is a good start here with this polygon plane, and we need a high resolution here. I think this is fine for now. Right mouse click, new material, and we create an Arnold standard surface shader, which is white. As you can see here, this is the color white, which is right here. When you step one level up in the hierarchy by clicking on this icon here, you see the surface material, which is the AI standard surface shader, which we just introduced. But we also want a displacement material. That's why we click here. And we click here for a ramp, because we want to have a ramp. Nothing changes in the viewport, and nothing will change in the viewport, because the viewport does not display the displacement. Now we go here and we see the ramp. We don't want a V ramp, but a circular ramp, like going in a circle here. And we don't want it to act linearly, but with just a straight change from one color to the next color, which in this case means from higher to lower. And we can, well, just make this, and you already see what's happening here. We need a light, Arnold Skydome light, and now we can render it. And we see the ramp working. Actually, for this purpose, it's good to have the renderer in the viewport. So let's go here, activate Arnold rendering. Now with the right mouse button, you go to the material attributes, and here you have the ramp again. And the ramp is constructed like this, and here you see the ramp working. You can now move the texture to another place here, for example, by changing this value to 0.8. Now it's in the middle here. And if the displacement is too harsh for you, you can change the scale here. The scale currently is set to 1, so it's 1 unit high, I guess that's what it is, to maybe 0.3, so it's less than that, or to 3, so it's more than that. Let's deactivate the grid so we're not irritated. And we can actually deactivate the lights here in the viewport. We just don't want to see the light, but it actually works here. So we have a hole here, a pit, and now we let particles fall into that pit. Go to FX, nParticles, and you create an emitter. The emitter currently sits at the center of the scene, so we move it a little bit up. And the particle shape, which you find here, has an appearance which you find under shading. You see points currently, but we want to see spheres because they're bigger. And now you see the spheres falling down. They don't fill up our pit, and the reason is that they don't feel that structure here. So we need to pick the particles here in the outliner, and in addition to that, with the Shift or Control key, the plane, and then we go to, and now watch out, Encloth. Although we deal with nParticles, nCloth is the way to go about here. We create a passive collider. So now the two of them are connected, and we have the particles falling down into that hole. But you see that down here something strange is happening. And when you go back to the ordinary rendering, you see that they land flat on the lower level of our surface. We can use a little bit more spread for our particles, falling down particles. So we go back to the emitter, which is here, and we'll just raise the minimum and the maximum distance so they fall a little bit further apart from each other. You see they land in one plane, so they don't respect that pit. They just fall onto one level here, which you see properly in the viewport here, in the viewport rendering. However, we can select the plane, go to modify, convert, and we convert the displacement to polygons. And all of a sudden we have an object which looks like the displacement object, but now we can actually see it in the viewport. Now we can delete the displaced plane, and we need to make this a collider. So we select it, and with the control key we select the particles as well. We go to nCloth and we create a passive collider. Now let's see what's happening now. This looks like a proper behavior. I think we could use some larger particles. So I go to particle size and change this to 0.4. I also want the particles to not penetrate each other, so I go to collisions and activate self-collide so they feel each other. And I think this is a proper rendering. So when you have a displacement map, it will ignore all the n-worlds. So if you want to pour water into a displacement mapped material, plane for example, it does not work. You have to convert it using the command modify, convert displacement to polygon, or displacement to polygon with history. And with this, I'll leave you for now. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.